Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you're having a good day today. Good day for me. It's a little early in the morning, but I woke up early and I got a little time before I have to get ready and go to work. So I figured I'd do a video. And something that I wanted to talk about, and I've mentioned off and on through the years of fragrances that are pigeonholed, for the better term, shoehorn, typecast into a certain scenario, right? Like only good for date nights, only good for clubs, only good for blah 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 blah. And while I understand the concept and I do agree sometimes, there are a lot of fragrances that get pigeonholed into certain categories and certain scenarios that are just way better than and work way better than just that scenario. And that's kind of what I'm going to talk about here. It's half a dozen, 8 different fragrances here. A couple I didn't get out that I'll include with the list, but for the most part, and you'll see it in the very first one is one of them, and that's 1 million and Versace Eros. They're strong, sweet, spicy, projection beast, all that stuff, and they're only good for clubs. They're only a good club and fragrance. That's it. Nothing else. Not at all, guys. When applied right, these can be a nice everyday fragrance. Again, you might want to avoid the dead heat of the dog days of summer with them because they are pretty heavy. But other than that, they can be worn pretty much anywhere. They work great at clubs, like that's no doubt. But office settings, work settings, casual gatherings, all that stuff, they work great. They're not just a club fragrance, right? And this isn't going to be any reviews or anything or notes or anything like that. Just kind of a quick little talk through. Next is a Zero. Pour Homme. It gets old man fragrance, right? And not true. It's clean, it's fresh, it's soapy. It can be worn by anybody of any age. You got to learn when and how to apply it, and it's a great fragrance. Um, that it's a great fragrance that works on all age groups, and women like it. They like a clean, fresh, soapy, masculine type fragrance. Women of any age, this will never come off as, if you wear it right, you don't over apply it or don't under apply it. Uh, it'll it's like I said, some citrus off the top. It's some spices, some woods. It's a soapy, clean lavender. Smells barbershop cream like. Girls really like that. It smells clean and masculine, and it works. It's not just an old man fragrance. Nautica Voyage. A lot of people say this should only be worn in the summertime. I completely disagree with that. I mean, it's got enough kick that it performs well in the winter. And there's something about a clean, fresh aquatic scent or a clean citrus scent um, that just works with the cold, damp winter air. It just seems to be refreshing, and you know, invigorating and whatnot. When you have something like this on in the winter, it it makes the winter air around you just cooler and crisper, like I said, and refreshing, and it really works in the winter. And that's pretty much for any fresh aquatic or citrus scent. But I went with Nautica Voyage because it's the one I've seen a lot of people say great for summer, not so much for winter. No, it's great for winter. You might have to apply a little more and reapply more often, but it's still great for the winter, and it gives you, like I said, that cool, refreshing kind of winter air around you, and it's just gorgeous in the winter. Um, One I keep hearing a lot of people say is by the fireplace. It's only good for like a cuddle scenario, hence by the fireplace. Um, and I think that's wrong. This stuff is good anytime. Again, maybe not in the dog days of summer. You might want to not wear it because it is pretty sticky and sweet and smoky and woody. Um, but it would be great for early summer evening or a late summer evening, even a late summer day, where the wind's starting to blow, pick up, stuff like that. You just got to adjust your sprays, is all. You can't, you put three or four of this on in the winter, you only need one or two mostly in the summer. And again, kind of avoid the whole middle of summer because it is pretty strong that way. But other than that, it's pretty much anytime, anywhere, really. Um, Kind of the same thing as by the fireplace is I hear a lot of people say stronger with you, only a winter scent because it's a heavy gourmand scent, and it's true. But there's a surprising freshness uh, underneath, and once you get past all that heavy, sweet gourmand aspects of the fragrance, which works very well in warmer weather. Again, adjust your sprays. You don't want to be putting this two, three, four sprays of this on in the middle of a heat wave, but one or two sprays at the most on a nice summer day, and it'll work just fine. I'd even with something like this and by the fireplace, if I'm wearing it in the summer, I wouldn't even do sprays. I'd put one or two in my moisturizer, and that would be it. And like I said, there's a surprising kind of almost ginger spice kind of vibe to this lot, just underneath all that heavy gourmand, and it really comes out in the summer, in the heat of the summer. Um, Again, can be dangerous though. Adjust your sprays. Um, Gym fragrances, gym fragrances, after the shower fragrances. Only good for the gym, relaxing, chilling at home, stuff like that. No hate, but that's not true at all. Things like Adidas Moves and pretty much any Adidas fragrance, most of your Axe type body sprays, most of your sport flanker fragrances are all people say are only good for after the gym or out of the shower. They're very light, they're fleeting, even fresh, soapy, clean, citrusy, watery, just freshness. And I say because of that, all those aspects, the fresh, cleanliness, wateriness, the not in spite of it, they can be worn anytime, anywhere. I mean, anywhere. Literally anywhere. Anytime. Winter, summer, spring, fall, nighttime, daytime, all everywhere they can be worn. And they're not offensive. They're not going to last a super long time, of course, but sometimes you just want something to last a few hours and be very close and intimate, and they smell good. That's the thing. They generally smell good. They smell clean and fresh, and they can be worn anytime. Again, with all these fragrances, I understand where people are coming from when they say this should only be worn in a cuddle situation. This should only be worn as winter, gym, etc., etc. I understand all that because there is aspects to it that really do make sense, you know. Yes, you probably don't want to wear, like I said, strong with you in the dog days of summer. You want to wear Nautica Voyage, but they still work perfectly well. The next type of fragrance that really baffles my mind that people say is only good for a certain scenario, it's not true at all. Like I said, the rest of them, there's some merit to that argument for sure. This not at all. These ones not at all. And that's your date night fragrances. Your specifically Dolce & Gabbana one, and even more specifically, I find is Lana Weed Alone. People. There's nothing that says this can only be a date night scent. There's nothing that says this can only be a summertime scent. Winter, blah, 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 blah. These work. Well, they are good date night fragrances, of course, because they're soft, alluring, slightly sweet, spicy, boozy, all that stuff. They're great date night fragrances. But they can work, like I said, in the summer, spring, autumn, winter, night, day, work, play, dressed up, dressed down. whatever. They just work. They do what they do and they do it very well, and that is to make you smell nice. Um, again, adjusting your sprays for the season and where you're going to be doing and all that stuff is very important. But these are just nice fragrances that most people like. Not everybody, of course. Not everybody likes everything. But for the most part, these are nice, pleasing, compliment getting, sexy fragrances all year round. There's no reason you can't rock La Nuit de l'Homme in the middle of winter going to work. Just like no reason you can't rock it in the dog days of summer, chilling at a barbecue, hanging on the beach, whatever you want to do. Just adjust your sprays. And you'll notice that's the big thing in this kind of list that I'm talking about. It's how you apply your sprays, how much you apply, when you apply. That's an important factor too. You're not going to apply, like I said, Stronger With You in the middle of summer the same way you're going to apply it in the middle of winter, or you shouldn't. Like I said, 1 or 2 sprays in a moisturizer is all I do with this. But in the winter, a couple sprays in the moisturizer, a couple sprays in the back of the neck, shirt on, and a spray. But in the so keep that in mind when I'm saying this. You got to realize that these are definitely need to be applied right to work. And last but not least is kind of a jumble of stuff, and that's aftershaves. People say, oh, you should only use aftershave after you shave. And that's not true at all, because some aftershaves have decent performance, 3, 4, 5 hours. They generally project really well because they're an aftershave. And they smell, a lot of them smell good. You can get a lot of different types of smells from an aftershave. For an example, you've got your cool, sporty, fresh kind of aftershave. You've got your more sweet and spicy, almost gourmandish kind of aftershaves. You've got your spicy, herbal kind of aftershaves, bay rum. And you've got your classic masculine barbershop aftershaves, and then you've got stuff like that is a classic masculine barbershop, but with some citruses, so it's a citrus kind of aftershave. So many different types of smells you can get. And relatively cheap. Aftershaves are usually $5 to $10, right? So, and there's no reason you can't wear them as an everyday fragrance, most of them, anywhere you go, because, you got to reapply. So what, they're $5. Buy 3 bottles of it, it'll last you 6 months and apply. So you can wear an aftershave anytime you want. It's still a fragrance. It's not just for after you shave. They work best for after you shave, of course, because of the astringent kind of factors to it and the antibacterial qualities, but they're perfectly fine if you want to wear them out on a date, out to a club, out to a dinner, going to the grocery store, whatever. Wear it. It's yours. You do what you want. They work perfectly fine. So yeah, that's it, guys. Just a little list, I guess, of some shoehorned fragrances and how I think they're better than just one aspect. They can be worn a lot more in a lot different places. So, all right, guys, peace, love, be good to each other, and be good to yourself.